Well, good morning, everybody. We're back, and today we're gonna put a fuel pump on our 51 Mercury flathead. I think we got everything we need and a little bit more. So let's get started. Start by jacking the car up. Put the jack stands under the axle tubes here. Just like that. Make sure they're locked. And lower it down slowly. There we go. Just like that. On this car, we got a petcock here. Or a plug, rather. Drain plug. And we can drain the fuel tank, which is just great. So we're going to go ahead and do that now and put it in the jerry can. There we go. We're just going to start. Turn that out. See, we're already getting gas here. Oh, that's loose enough to do by hand now. I should probably put gloves on, but I never do. Make sure your funnel's clean. You don't want to get anything in there. We're keeping this gas. I mean, we got 20 gallons of premium in there. We're not going to throw it away. We're going to filter it through a coffee filter too when we put it in another can. Take the gas cap off and it'll help it go a little faster.
Don't forget to pet the cat.
Don't forget to pet the cat. Now you want to do this in a well-ventilated area. We got the doors wide open, both sides here, just to let any fumes out. It's not bad. We didn't spill much. Put a little Teflon tape on those threads. And reinstall the drain plug. We've got a smaller jerry can we're going to take up for any that's left in the line, and we'll catch that when we cut the line, anything that's left up at the front or in the tank. Go. Just like that. Now we're ready to go to the front. Start by plumbing the pump. I'm going to put some Teflon tape on these fittings and watch that you don't get it anywhere near the end there. We don't want this blocking it or getting in the fuel. Like, don't just wrap it like that. Keep it in the threads. Go around 5, 6, 7 times. Just like that. And go in the direction so that as you thread in, the end you ripped off is this way. Just so it doesn't start to unroll and gum up the threads. This is an aluminum housing, and you don't want to crack it. It's almost better to use the paste rather than this, but this is what I have, so we're going to use it. It's a pipe thread, so it's tapered. It'll get tighter as you go down. Don't try to bottom it out. This is an open hole anyway, so it won't bottom out. Now I get a wrench. Snug that up. You want that in there, like I said. Take it easy. Just tight so she don't leak. That's all she needs. The other side. If you look on the bottom of these, get that in the light so you can see it there. This is the inside. This is the outside. Do not mount these upside down. This is a vane pump. This doesn't suck. It pushes. Very important you don't mix these up, or you're going to try to pull gas out of the carburetor and put it in the gas tank. That's not where you want it. It's kind of the other way around. So yeah, it's right there. Fuel Pumps for Dummies by Holley. Gotta love it. Just tighten that up, and we'll try it out on the car, and if it leaks at all, we've left a little room to work here. Do not grab it by the head when you're tightening these, or twist it at all. You don't want this housing to get loose. I've actually seen it before. My buddy Ryan showed me one, and it got loose in here and it wiggled and it would leak there. So he told me that's a big no-no, so don't grab onto that. Kind of hold it by the body. Okay, now we'll go into the car here and we'll find a good location for this thing. We want to be below the gas tank And if possible, lowest point on the car, and this is it right here. This is a perfect spot to put it. We've got lots of clearance above it. And my buddy Ryan, same buddy, gave me these awesome rubber isolators. Where's the other one here? There it is. Because these things, when you turn them on, they'll shake the car. They work good. This is just the small one. This is the red. This only makes like 6-7 pounds, 5 to 7. There's the blue, and that's more for like street. That's that'll go 7 and up. And then you've got the black, which is for drag racing, and they're like 14 or something. They make a lot. Whoa. Yeah, this is the little one. You don't need a regulator to run these apparently, but these carbs are running at 2 psi. And I'm going to keep it that way because it runs perfectly like that, and that's what we're going to do. So we've got a regulator and we are going to use it, but that's a good spot on the frame to put the pump. Oh, look at this frame. That's the original paint from 72 years ago. I don't think it's been repainted. This is the old undercoating, has protected it well. She's getting a little peely along the bottom there. We're going to replace that when we're all done. It seems to have done the job thus far. Like that's amazing. I'm just gonna go. I'm just breaking some of this free. They painted over the line too, which is good. It's probably in good shape in there. Oh yeah, no, that'll be fine. We can splice onto that, no problem. That's in real good shape. Just pull this retainer back a little bit. There we go. It just pops right out of there. We'll go back, get the front one and the back one there. And put the pump in this area. We're going to plumb everything as much as we can out of the car. Like we'll run the wire and everything, and we'll cut this last and install everything. We'll have it all ready to go. We're going to put a fuel filter in the line here, and we're going to put a clear one up at the top, I think. So let's go plumb the rest of her here.
I've got some 12 gauge wire here. We're going to start plumbing that for the length.
Okay. Plumbed up to the firewall, and we're going to go through one of these existing holes here or even down here, but either way we're going to add a rubber grommet to that just so these aren't rubbing on the firewall or anything, so that won't hurt anything. A little better water protection, and I've got a few, so I'm going to put them in. Go through them, we'll find something that'll fit. Got the wire all plumbed to run to length. We'll go ahead and cut that. Strip the wire. Strip the wire on the pump. Put on our shrink wrap. You gotta slide this on first. I mean, you can't put it on after, so put it on now. Black for black, red for red. Strip your ground cable. Install your ground loop. Just like that. Okay. Slide your shrink wrap down. And her cute little black end. Now we're going to plumb from the battery to the switch. I'm going to run it on its own circuit. I don't want to draw off the car and put more load on all that old stuff, and it's just more constant. The pump should run on its own circuit anyway. So I'm going to follow this guy and make it look real pretty. Let's go ahead and do it. Strip the wire. Okay, now where this wire is going to be on the outside of the car, or it's exposed to the weather, I'm going to go ahead and coat this whole thing again in heat shrink. It'll also keep it black, make it looking nice. On the underside of the car, we're going to use this stuff to protect it as well. Just because it's under the car, it might get, this thing, it won't see much rain or anything, but this will help protect it also. Ring connector on. Oh, don't you move. There we go. Just like that. gotta shrink that entire wire. Longer like that.
Nice and tight.
Be patient, move it around. We're also going to install a fuse holder and a 7.5 amp fuse. And that just goes in there like that. Strip the wire, both ends. Okay, now we're going to test for power from the battery. That's this guy. And this goes out to the pump. Okay, what we're going to do here is this all works. We have a pulse pump on the car now. We're just going to switch to the holley. It's lower in the car and it'll work better. But for emergencies, I'm going to leave all of this plumbed. And if the holley should ever give up, I've got this one for a backup to get us home so we're not towing the car or we're not walking. So I'm just going to wrap these up. I'm going to disconnect them. I'm going to wrap them up. I'm going to leave them in the car, all plumbed, and we're going to plumb the new stuff to the holley. Cover up the power wire. And this one's the pump. And this one goes to a lighting circuit that's not hooked up. So we'll keep them together. It's probably just a wire that says there's power going to the pump. Slide your heat shrink on. And slide your end on. Crimp it. Check it. Make sure it's tight. It is. Slide your heat shrink up. And shrink it. Put your shrink wrap on. These zero clearance strippers are great. Strip your wire. Strip the wire going to the battery. And spread those out like a fan. There's one. You see that? See the other one here? You take these and make sure I got this right. Yeah. Mesh them together and grab them and twist. And that will never come apart. Get good contact. Just like that. There you go. Slide your shrink wrap over. Just what you're doing there. Get a lighter that works. Keep it low on the flame. Just so you can see a little bit of goo come out the ends. So it's good and tight. There you go. And put that one on the switch. Just like that. There's one there. Heat shrink on. Put your eyelet on. Grab it. Check it. Slide the heat shrink. Just like that. Screw in. her up just like that. And there's your switch. And put the switch back in. And tighten the nut back down. We'll give that a bit with a wrench too. Just like that. And once again, where this comes through the body, we're going to coat the whole thing in shrink wrap because it's exposed to the elements. We're also going to cover with this as well, just because this one's going under the car. And install our grommet. There we go, just like that. And that looks pretty clean. We'll hook the battery up at the end and install our other grommet. Just like that. It just looks cleaner and keep it from chafing against the body. Works for me. Okay, pick a good spot on the frame. We're far away from any sources of heat. That's a good spot for it right there. Let's go ahead and mark it. Okay, start with smaller holes and work your way up. Go ahead and install our slick isolators and put her on the frame. Oh. I can't see the one on the other side. Oh, there we go. There's one. There's two. Okay. Slide your P clamps up. These are going to keep it from moving around, chafing against the frame, and they're rubber isolated so they won't eat through the wire. What we're going to try to do here is use these pre-existing holes to hold our P clamps. And that way we don't have to drill any more holes in the frame on this beautiful old car than we have to. And what they'll look like is, oh, something like, I'm thinking something like that right there. Just put that in the hole. Yeah, we'll go along the frame like that.
You can see the electrical is all done. We're plumbed now. And now we just got to do the fuel lines.
And what we've done here is we put an inline fuel filter on here. And this is the direction. If you can see that arrow, that goes to the front of the car. We've already plumbed this, and we rigged up this cool bracket because we don't want this thing banging around against the frame or anything every time we make a hard turn or something. So we've rigged up this P-clamp bracket to hold it. We've plumbed everything out of the car like we said. And this is the rear line from the pump. And this one goes to the front fuel line there. And now we're going to cut the line. Okay, once again, we're using an existing hole in the frame so we don't have to drill any holes for our bracket. Tighten up all our hose clamps. Our trick new inline filter and our mount. Just gotta cut the line and clamp it in, and we're done under here. Looks pretty good. Okay, we got our pipe cutter here. Put that on there. And around, tighten it up a little bit. Just keep going. Be patient. Don't tighten it too much at once. And give it a little tighten like that. Slip your line on there. Just like that. place. There we go. Oop. A little bit of fuel there. Okay, I just took that line back off to show you guys. That's a single flare because of the direction of flow. On the other end, we're going to do a double flare. Okay. Got the front line. You can see we clean this off really good before we cut it. Okay. Set your flaring tool using your mandrel. Put it to the height of that first notch there. And then we'll clamp that down. Insert your mandrel. Make sure you get the right size. Let's go in from the other side. Spike right in the center. Make sure it's on there straight. And tighten that up. And remove this. Remove the mandrel. And now we have a single flare, if you can take a look at that, sir. Got a single flare, but we're going to do a double on this end. Put the spike right in the hole there without the mandrel in it. And this will be our double flare. Because you got to do it twice. Yeah. Remove it, and there's your double flare. Look at that. Okay. And there's your double flare. Just put the hose on, put the clamp on, tighten it up. Now what we've done here is we bypassed our old pump and run straight into our pressure regulator.
Just gonna put some gas in her.
Okay, cross your fingers. All right. Okay, yeah. Not bad. Let's see how much fuel pressure we have. If that's just perfect, that's where it was before. Rev it, Sarah. Give her a little gas. All right. Perfect. Let me turn the choke off. Once again, those strawberries. So beautiful. Oh, yeah. Runs like a dream. Okay, give a little gas, Sarah. Still a little cold. I should have let the choke run for a while. Just gonna set the fuel pressure a little bit. What you do is break this bigger nut loose on the bottom and turn the center in. You turn it in, you'll increase the pressure. If you back it out, you'll decrease the pressure. So we're running her right around just under 2. We're just going to turn it up a little bit. That's just about perfect for these. Just going to turn it up just a little bit. We're going to give her 2 pounds even. There we go. That's 2 right on the nose. She seems happy with that. I'm going to lock that down. See how she likes that. And we're keeping 2 pounds pretty constant. That's good. Yeah, that looks really good. Wiring looks nice and clean. We did end up taking the pump off. It just makes it look cleaner. Got perfect fuel pressure. Looks good inside. There she is. There's our fuel filter. There's our pump. No leaks. Nice and clean. That's great. All right. Good job. Sounds like a happy Mercury to me.
Oh yeah.
Let's get her down off the jack stands. And lower her down.
Oh yeah. Sounds great.
Oh yeah, she loves it. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this was helpful to somebody. Have a good day.